standing in the dark, where your eyes couldn't see me.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Really excited to present this episode to you. And before we get started, I just wanted to say, caution, you're about to enter a no snooze zone. What happens when you snooze? Yeah, goes. All right, let's get into it. So, a lot of you may have heard about these fasting diets, or not necessarily a fasting diet, but just more like a detox. I seen a few things online about it, and I decided to give it a try myself. So I'm excited to share with you guys my experience with a 7-day water detox, meaning I just drank water, tea, coffee, no calories, consume no calories over a 7-day period. But before we get into it, I want to use a little reverse psychology. I'm going to say, do not share this video, do not like, and do not subscribe to my channel. So there you go. Hopefully, a little reverse psychology will help increase my likes and subscribers. Yay. All right. So I just want to put a disclaimer out. Full disclosure and disclaimer. I am not a physician. This is not medical advice in any way, shape, or form. So please, 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 and I'll say it again, please consult with your doctor, nutritionist, physician before attempting to do any type of fast where you're not consuming calories for an extended period. 3 days, 7 days, 30 days, whatever it is. Again, if you have any pre-existing conditions or anything like that, consult your physician. But if you feel like you can do it, then I would say dive right in. So let's get started. How did I saw a few things online about doing a 3-day water fast. And then I started researching doing a 7-day water fast. What are some of the health benefits? I had already known about a few of the health benefits of a extended fast, 12-hour, 16-hour, 18-hour, 24-hour, 72-hour. There are things that happen in your body um, when you are low on glycogen levels, and you become a little more insulin sensitive. You enter into autophagy, and your ketones start to increase. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you all about my experience. I measured my ketones throughout the 7-day fast. I measured my weight. I did not measure my like my body in inches or centimeters. It's just one thing I didn't track, but I did, obviously I took some pictures and video so you could see sort of the before and after. But a lot of the things beyond just the physical appearance that I wanted to experience, I was able to experience on the fast, and it definitely opened my eyes to a few things. And hopefully you will glean some of that throughout watching this video. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So yeah, this is after 24 hours. It wasn't too bad. I had a little trouble sleeping, but other than that, I mean, I felt good. I had quite a bit to eat a couple of days, or the day before. It was the end of Thanksgiving, so we had a bunch of food anyway and everything. But I was able to get a workout in. I felt okay. Actually, the first day is when you feel your stomach growling, and because your body's just used to consuming calories on a certain frequency, and so the first day is usually a little rough while you acclimate to no calories, and going to sleep was a little tough as well, as in like the fetal position, because I probably wanted some food. But other than that, I was able to go to sleep, and I woke up the next day feeling pretty refreshed. Yeah, so this is the start of day one, 221 pounds. You can see I took a little bit of before video in the hallway, just to kind of see where I was starting physically, messing around a little bit. You can see this is the morning of first day of fast. Worked out that evening, worked out pretty regularly. Hey everybody, this is the just past 24-hour point, and I feel good. I went for 2 walks a day, total of about 5 miles, and just feel really calm and present. And I don't feel like I'm dying or anything. I don't anticipate that. Um, Looking forward to seeing how the next few days unfold. You can see these are my ketones that evening, starting to get into ketosis. Second day, started 215 pounds, down 6. Now, at the start of day 2, I was feeling okay, and I still wasn't really like dying of hunger pains or anything like that. I started measuring my ketones. Um, but I was starting to get into that more like relaxed mode. You can really feel it on day 2, and so let's get into it. I'm about 46 hours in. Feel good. I'm surprised I'm not as lethargic as I thought I would be. My stomach is growling every so often, but it's not like hunger pains or anything. Went for a walk earlier today. I'm about to just shoot some pool, and then I'm gonna work out. I'm fucking exhausted. I'm not even doing anything, and I'm fucking exhausted. Now this is starting day 3, and starting to slow down a little bit. This next segment is about me sitting in a coffee shop and just drinking some tea, talking about a few things, answering some questions about how I feel and just thoughts and revelations I'm having. So yeah, it was a pretty good discussion. Take a look.
So you were saying that one of your goals of the 7-day fasting is to completely reset your eating habits, and I wanted to know what is your main motive for doing that?
I would say it is because I have not, even though I wrote the book Physique Freedom, and I'm supposed to do workouts with the eating a certain way, I haven't kept up my workouts, and I've let my diet slip to the point where I'm not as lean as I wanted to be, but I'm also not as big as I used to be. So I've been able to maintain a steady weight, but not a steady like leanness or fat percentage. So this, while doing this 7-day fast, it's forcing me to revisit my diet and showing me like a better way. It's showing me how it could be if I'm able to fast for 3 days or 7 days. Surely I can fast for 20 hours. As you can see, ketone levels are pretty high. It's interesting how to just track them and see how they gradually tick up with less glycogen in your system, and how your body transitions to using ketones for energy. It is a different kind of energy. It's slow energy. It's just like I think about like your muscle fibers. You have slow twitch and fast twitch muscle fibers. The energy is different. So glycogen is like fast energy. Ketone is like slow energy. But yeah, ketone levels were high. But starting day 4, just really getting into the routine of drinking my fasting tea, which consisted of um, ginger, lemon, apple cider vinegar, and every like a couple of days I put a little bit of creatine in it and Himalayan sea salt. So I was drinking that pretty regularly. I called it my fasting elixir. And that's the key to this, is to have things that help sustain you. So drinking electrolytes are hugely important. I didn't use hydration packs, but I'll probably use that if I ever do another extended fast. Um, Drinking tea helps, coffee, all that. Some people do a fast without coffee, but anyhow, yeah, this day 4 was pretty interesting. Went for a swim in the pool, and sat in the hot tub, just it was halfway point, a little, getting a little past halfway point, and I was still feeling pretty good. Just again, slowed down just because of the lack of calories and the slow energy ketone environment or system. But yeah, check out day 4. These are my ketone strip. You can see I'm at 8, which is pretty high for ketones. Day 4, weighing in around 209, down 12 pounds. This is my fasting tea elixir. It's really good. You can see I was also swimming. So I was just going really slow, not near as fast as I usually swim, just a little lower on energy, but still found it imperative to get the activity in. This is me spending some time in the sauna after my swim. And there's Tasi eating a meal. Day 5. Yeah, it's crazy. 5 days, no calories. You really start to feel it. This is when I met back up with my accountability partner, Esme. We were basically just like supporting each other, encouraging each other through the fast, because it is definitely challenging and it's tough. So I highly encourage you to, for your first time, maybe consider doing it with someone else. But yeah, it definitely helps. So we sat down and just talked about our experience. This is a pretty good conversation about our experience. And I'll link the entire interview down below, so you can check out the entire interview. It's really, really informative. But I'm going to share a few things we talked about in this video. So I hope you enjoy it. Check it out. Hey, welcome back to the No Snooze Zone. Here with my fasting buddy, Esme. And yeah, so we went on this 7-day fasting journey. Didn't know what to expect, but now we're here on day 5. Yay, day 5.
Yes, day 5.
So yeah, we're gonna just talk about our experience. Let's get started.
Excited to be here. Cheers to us.
Cheers. So let me ask you this. So before you started this 7-day water fast, what were some of the things what was your motivations to take yourself back to Sunday?
On Sunday. Yeah, so it started Sunday. I think some motivations for me were like just bringing on a new challenge. I'm wired like that. I'm always growth oriented. So it was a new challenge that I was looking forward to. It was motivating. The holidays, all the eating. So I was really excited for a gut reset, which was huge. And I think the other one I shared with you was learning patience. I think that's something in my life I discovered, but it's like more self-awareness. I'm not patient with certain things in life, so I knew that this would teach me patience. On top of just like faith and like just a lot of self-discipline. So like all those things were like really motivating, and just ending the year strong with like my business really focused and dialed in. So that was the other motivator, just being so dialed in with work and goals.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. Well, for me, it was very similar. I was looking for the mental challenge, the mental, like, more clarity, awareness, patience, like you were saying, as well as the health benefits. I had done a lot of research, looked at a lot of videos, and there are a lot of health benefits in the first 24 hours, 36 hours, 72 hours, and then beyond, even up until the 7th day. So it was very interesting to try to see if I can experience that. And also, same, holidays, eating.
Yes.
You know, I've worked out, oh, one other thing is
Yeah.
I have a trip around the corner.
Oh.
So, I worked out all
That's right.
year, and it was like I didn't really get to where I wanted to be physically. So it was more of just like a final push physically. Like I made some progress, but not exactly where I wanted to be. So it's like a final push kind of effort.
That's
and
awesome.
So all those things coupled in were my reasons for doing it. So
That's exciting. That's awesome.
So what's been your? Let's talk about your
Yeah.
surprises. What was surprising or unexpected?
Well, what was unexpected is I thought I would. So, like, usually when you don't eat throughout a normal day, your stomach starts growling and you're like, your stomach wants something. So, I thought that's what it would be in the first few days, and it wasn't at all, which is really interesting. I wasn't hungry
Right,
the
right.
first 3 days. I would get like the small cravings, like here and there, like, oh, that sounds good, but it wasn't true hunger. So, I think like one thing from those 3 days is like actually learning. This is for like more long-term habits, eating habits, I should say. Discovering like the difference of hunger versus just cravings. What does our
Absolutely.
body what is it actually hungry for? And typically when I would get those cravings, it was honestly just me trying to be distracted on purpose. Because like I live at home, I work at home, I sleep at home, like I'm in that environment at all times. So I purposefully get distracted. I do it on purpose. So it was just interesting distinguishing the two, learning those
That's
hunger
interesting.
cues. Yeah. Yeah.
So
What about you?
doing all that from home, I have a follow-up question.
Oh, yeah, go for
Doing
it.
all that from home, like, it had to be, how was the adjustment on, like, how much more time you got back, or how, like, did it make the day
Ooh.
seem longer? Because normally you're breaking up with eating or making food.
Absolutely. Honestly, I really do feel like I got like 20% back from one, not having to think what I'm going to eat, what I need to prepare, what I need to cook. It was like 15 to 20% like back of mental space that I could occupy with something else.
Exactly.
So it was actually nice that I didn't have to cook or think about it.
That's the convenience of not eating.
Yeah,
One less thing you have to
that
worry
is one
about.
of the pros. Absolutely. Yes. So that was one of the things that I didn't expect. I thought I would be super hungry the first 3 days.
I experienced that as well. I was
Yeah.
like, where is the hunger? Where is the, you go into this with all these, like everyone has misconceptions and
Yes.
like, how are you not falling over? How are you able to
Yeah.
get any kind of workout in? How are
Mhm.
you able to survive? And surprisingly, it's surprisingly
Mhm.
easier than I thought. The
Yeah.
first 3 days was surprisingly easier.
Yes.
The hardest day for me was Monday, the first full
Mhm.
24 hour, because that's when my body, physically, it felt like my body was closest to or most used to eating. And so those signals, the ghrelins and all of that stuff that
Yeah.
are telling you to eat at certain times, and the expectation that your body has on you, it's like you were saying, like there's habits, there's expectations that we're not aware of.
Mhm.
And fasting for extended periods of time make you much more aware of those habits and cravings.
Yeah. I'm curious because you've probably told people around you in your environment that you're fasting.
Yes.
And I'm sure you've heard of it, like, what the heck? 7 days no food.
Yeah.
And I'm sure maybe some are like, yeah, I can't do this. You know what I mean? So I'm curious, like, we both went into it, and I'll say, like, when you shared it with me, I had already, like, thought about doing a fast, a 7-day fast. I just never set myself a date to do it. So, like, when you shared that with me, I was like, heck yeah, like, I'm down,
Yeah,
you know?
okay, let's go.
Yeah, I was like, let's do it. But, like, in that moment, I was instantly, like, in a mode of, like, believability. Like, I was like, I can do it, you know what I mean? Versus, like, I've seen or connected with other people, and they're like, I can't do it. So I'm just like, well, if that's the first thing you say, like, yeah, it's going to be challenging, you know?
Right.
So I think the mindset that we both have and how we, like, went into it helped us a lot, I think.
For sure. That's
You have
like,
to have the right mindset going into this.
absolutely. Like
1000%.
if you don't have willpower, like,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely speak to a doctor. If you're not comfortable. If you're comfortable, I don't think you have to speak to a doctor. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you have any health conditions or anything like that, then yes, you should definitely consult with a doctor. But the main thing is willpower.
Yeah.
If you lack willpower, this is
Mhm.
going to be impossible for you for sure. But if
Mhm.
you already have willpower, discipline, all that stuff, like, it's fine.
Yep.
You tap into that to do it.
Yeah.
So
So I believe it takes the right mindset. I think we both went into it very positive, optimistic, and excited.
definitely.
Yeah, which is a good
So how have been your workouts?
So let's see, workouts. So I've been working out. I've been working out, been active. I took one rest day yesterday. Workouts have been good. The first day, I went on a walk and I just randomly ended up running back home. So I ran 3 miles. I
Nice.
felt on top of the world. I was like, wow, I'm so light.
What are some of the what happened on like some of the unexpected things while working out?
Let's see, unexpected. I just think on day 4, I was, and this is probably due because I have a vegan diet. So naturally my iron levels are always at the lowest of like what is set to be normal.
Yeah.
So like if I, for example, if I'm like tying my shoe and I get up super fast, I tend to get like a little lightheaded. This is like pre-fasting. So I just found that if I did this was only day 4 though, that if I like did a movement extremely fast, but this is like from gravity, like from the bottom to like get myself up, that's just like gravity
Standing
and
up.
probably my iron levels being low
Yeah.
due to my actual diet. That was the only challenging part. And day 4, because I got lightheaded a little bit more those days, it was just the morning. I felt a little bit tired going to the gym, but I still made it. I started off by doing a walk, and then I thought I was powerful. And I ended up going to do a hip thrust to like hit my PR. Because I would just, in my mind, I'm like, I'm freaking powerful. I legit thought I was. Now I only did 2. I failed at the other ones, but I tried. I just thought I was.
Yeah.
So that was a fun experiment.
Yeah. I had a similar thing. Like when I was doing the like I did a chest exercise and I tried to do like a dumbbell
Yeah.
with the 80-pound, and normally it's fine. Like, but you know, like you were saying, like you're mentally and just physically, something's not there that allows you to not become nauseous so easily. So like when the change in elevation, like you're saying. So even that exercise where you're bending over and you're pulling weight, changing your blood pressure, and then standing back up, it's like I got wheezy.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I did like 2 sets, and I was like, that's it. I'm not.
Did you, throughout your workouts, did you ever feel like stronger?
Yeah. When I was doing like chest presses, I felt like just as strong as I was pre-fast.
Yeah, same. I don't see any weakness. Like while I'm working out, once I'm warmed up, I was pumping. I was like ready to go once I'm fully warmed up. I had endorphins because it felt good.
Yeah.
And also it's like, let's just say, you know, you're not eating, which how many hours does it take to eat in a day? I don't know, 3, whatever. Let's just pretend 3 meals. And so like I used an hour and a half to do gym, sauna. So like it was also a nice little, I guess, distraction or just keeping my mind occupied.
Yeah.
So it was good mentally.
One thing we were talking about earlier, like the sleep. So like when I the first night.
Yeah.
The first night was the first 24-hour period. That evening was the worst night. Like I was in fetal position, like just
Really?
it was
oh, wow.
like, and that happened when I did my trial fast, like the week prior. That first 24-hour is the hardest for me.
Okay.
It's not impossible, but it's the most challenging, right?
Yeah.
Like I was expecting challenges throughout, so it's funny how that being the first challenge kind of is like, oh man, am I going to survive this? And it's coming on the first day, so it's easy to doubt the rest. But waking up the next morning, how you feel like rejuvenated, energized from the rest. The next evening, the sleep was better. I didn't wake up in the middle of the night. It wasn't as choppy. So I think that first 24-hour evening, 24-hour fast evening is the hardest. Did you have any tough sleep nights? Or?
Oh, before I forget, what was your previous fast? How long?
36 hours.
Okay, got it.
So we're now at like over 100 hours. We're at like 110 hours. Got like 50 hours to go. Yeah,
the longest I've ever done was just like a 20-hour fast, just one day. Which is like, obviously my eating window was like very short. Yeah, it was not even a whole day. It was just, I was so busy, I forgot to eat, and I was like, oh, I should have a meal. So I unintentionally fasted. Sleep for me, so like the first day into it, I knocked out, so this was a Monday, first day in. I knocked out like at 8:30 or 8 p.m. I had a really busy day though. Like I was either working, I went for a run, walk, saw my parents, ran some errands, and I was just like done, depleted my entire energy. So I slept like a baby. I did wake up actually at 2 a.m. because I already had like a full amount of hours. I typically sleep 7 to 8 hours. But it was cold, so I went back to sleep and then woke up back at 5. And then the rest of the day, so I've been sleeping consecutively like at 8:30 to 9. And I wake up at 5 a.m.
Nice.
But sleep has been Great. I don't have a hard time sleeping.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love sleep.
So what are some things that what are some positive, like really positive things that you've experienced so far after these 5 days? Like when I say
Mhm.
positive, I mean like improved outlooks on things, like
Mm.
realizations. Have you
Yeah.
had any of those, or like things you're gonna do different after the fast? What have
Right.
you learned from it? Like, can you talk about that?
Yeah. I think one of them, which I shared earlier, is like really distinguishing hunger versus cravings, and like
Yeah.
having discipline and control around that, because health is an important factor of my life. So like there's a lot of unhealthy stuff in junk food, like unhealthy ingredients, you know?
I
So
mean,
it's like,
you were already a crazy vegan, right?
yeah, but I do love sweets. Like I have just a little crazy. I have
I
a
call
lot
all
of
vegans crazy.
crazy.
I don't know how you go.
I think you're part of the crazy club, because all people who do 7-day water fast, people say that we're crazy.
Yeah, but I'm a different kind of crazy.
I'm a different. Oh my gosh.
Sorry, let's get back
I know.
on topic. What were you?
The realizations was the question?
Yeah, you were saying
Oh yeah, what else?
about the snacks cravings
yeah.
versus habits.
Yeah, so realization between those two. I think I mean I expected this, like the focus and like mental clarity throughout like the day and work time. Like absolutely, I've been so hyper focused in my day. Less distractions. You know what's interesting about like the environment and like friends and family or whatever? It's interesting how like some people around you will absolutely not doubt you at all, which is kind of nice to see. And they're like, all right, if you're in it, I 1000% like I support you.
Yeah.
You got this, you know, positive reinforcement, versus like you get to distinguish the people who are very risk averse, you know?
Yeah.
And which is fine, like they care about you, but they're risk averse, like, oh no, like, are you gonna be okay? You know, you should eat. But they're just like very risk averse, and that's totally okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But like you get to like also see how your friends are like wired, which is I thought was interesting as well.
Yeah. I've always been interested in how people take.
Yeah.
So, yes,
that was a really interesting thing I've noticed. And I was journaling today about my support group.
Your support group.
Yeah. What did you see between like your environment, friends or family that you shared with?
Same, very similar experience. Some people were like, how the hell, you know, and then others were very supportive. And very like,
It feels good.
Yeah,
It feels really good.
What did you think about the ketone?
Yeah. So day 3 is when it kicks in. I did the strip, which I'm like full in ketosis. Like it was like 1.5 to 4. And I feel it. Like my body, there's nothing, like my stomach feels empty. So I like, it works, you know?
Stomach feels empty, huh?
It is empty.
There's a difference between it being empty and feeling empty. It's like,
I guess that's true.
it's like completely vacuous.
I don't feel empty.
Yeah.
I'm full.
It's like your intestines are empty, your stomach's empty, everything is empty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's why like
it's
people think like, oh, why aren't you just dying to eat this? It's like, well, first reason is everything's empty. So now it's like, okay, you're going to introduce something into an almost pristine environment. Like your body is taking care of itself. You've now provided an environment for your body to try to repair certain cells that you've damaged over the years.
Yes.
And then so why not let that process go as long as you can?
Yeah.
Before you are just like, okay, I'm going to eat, and I'm going to eat a certain way.
Yeah. But the ketosis, so from the beginning to now, I lost 5 pounds.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe this is just like me, because you know how you like get adjusted to like your body every day, like that's your new normal. So like I feel a little thinner. I feel light, absolutely lighter, which is just interesting, but I lost a few percentage of body fat, just a few. You look thinner. Your face looks thinner. Your face absolutely looks thinner.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw you. When did I see you? I saw you yesterday, which was day 4. Did I see you prior to that?
The evening when I gave you the ketone, the night before I gave you the ketone.
Okay, yeah. So that day you started looking thin, but I didn't see you day 1 and 2 then. But from day 3, your face was thinner.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Which is so interesting.
The body just is like, okay, we got fat on our face, let's get rid of that.
Which is interesting because you've been drinking electrolytes, right?
Yeah. Salt, Himalayan salt every day, and turmeric and apple cider vinegar and lemon or lime.
Yeah,
every
same.
day. Yeah.
But what's interesting is like,
I call it a fasting elixir.
nice. But you know how like salt, when you eat a lot of salty foods, like it just inflammates your, you know, you get bloated, or your face for me actually gets a little bit more rounder because
Right,
it's
yeah.
just like salt being introduced. So like it's interesting to see that how, of course, we're not eating right now, but your body is less inflamed everywhere.
Inflammation is gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's
and it's
gone.
also working internally where our organs are healing.
Healing.
I did some research and I saw that many people who have arthritis, they do this because it almost reverses their internal inflammation due to
Really?
arthritis. Yeah.
Wow.
So a lot of people who have arthritis do this, and like there's a lot of studies that said that it has reversed their total inflammation, and arthritis is painful to these people.
Yeah.
So like they experience less pain.
Right.
Or almost none. And then also a lot of people who are undergoing chemotherapy, which is really hard for these people internally. So a lot of people in chemotherapy actually do it as well to like for the inflammation part, because it like gets rid and heals your internal inflammation, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, one thing that going back to like the realizations,
Mhm.
I didn't
Right.
expect that I thought I would alter my diet, but I didn't realize that I would embrace fasting as much as I.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I wrote the book on physique freedom 10 years ago. And back then I was thinking, I wish I knew what I know now 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting how fasting is now, and like the benefits and like doing it, period, and just taking it more serious. I wish I would have known this about fasting 10 years ago. Like I talk about detoxing, 7-day
Right.
detox, but I don't talk about fasting.
This is me drinking some tea in the evening, just relaxing. Day 5 also went to a festival, Christmas festival. Day 6 was a little rough. I woke up, obviously, you know, I've had a little bit of a headache. I didn't drink, but I think I didn't drink any alcohol, no calories, but I think I smoked a little bit of like a vape or something. So I think that might have affected me a little bit. But oh my God, I was so happy day 6 was over because there was only one day left, which is day 7. And you'll see my ketone levels were off of the charts. I was at 16 or higher, really dark purplish red. And yeah, you could feel it. I mean, I was really slow, really lethargic. And I went for a walk normally I walk down to the water, but I couldn't even make it to the water. It was like a 20-minute walk. I only made it like 12 minutes. I had to stop at a Starbucks, sit down, gather myself, and then I just ended up walking home. And I was dead on the couch. Luckily, I had my little baby, Macy Gray, to console me. So you'll see that in the video. Day 7, check it out.
How are you feeling today?
I feel good. I woke up with a slight headache, but I'm feeling better now. It's weird because I feel like I woke up like I drank alcohol the day before, but I obviously haven't. And yeah, I'm just very low energy.
Now you can see my ketones are off the chart at 16.
Everything. It almost like it's like you know when you go to the movie theater and you can smell the butter popcorn.
Yeah.
Like, it's not butter popcorn, but the senses, the smell is like amazing.
Excited.
It's gonna be great.
Okay, so that's your first meal, right? After
First meal.
7 days of fasting.
First meal
Yeah.
with Esme. We're breaking our fast. This is amazing.
Nice.
7-day breakfast.
Very excited for you guys.
Wow, it's so delicious. My stomach is.
This is our before and after. There's Esme. This is me. You can see quite a substantial difference in the front, back, side, and flexed photos. As you can see from my 7-day water fasting experience, what happened? I lost a total of 18 pounds from 221 to 203. Definitely my whole physique changed, and I did achieve more clarity. It did challenge me to revisit my approach to eating, where now I've been on intermittent fasting, or intermittent feasting, as Weight Watchers calls it. But I'll eat between like a 6 or 8 hour window, and then I just fast for like 16 to 18 hours. And I found that that has really helped me. As you can see from the weight graph, I've been able to maintain a lower weight. I probably only gained, I only have like 6 pounds more. I'm only 6 pounds heavier than I was at my lowest at the end of the 7-day fast. And today is like over a month later, and I went out of the country on a vacation, made it through Christmas, New Year's, and I'm still only 6 pounds over. So I do believe if you are able to go on like a intermittent fasting schedule or some sort of control over your diet after a 7-day fast, that you definitely can keep some of the weight off, depending on how much you lose during the 7-day fast. But it's not like in every case all the weight comes back. So there were a lot of misconceptions that, at least for me, were cleared up. And losing all your muscle and all this other stuff, like I haven't experienced a lot of the misconceptions. I did try to do a 3-day fast a couple of weeks ago or last week, and I was only able to do like 2.5 days because my whole biochemistry has changed after that 7-day and the continued intermittent fasting. So the 2.5 day it felt like 6 days. It wasn't as easy as the 2.5 days at the beginning of the 7-day fast. So just keep that in mind. Your body changes definitely, unless you obviously go back to how you were. If you're able to keep your revitalized system, then your ability to go on extended fasts are drastically impaired, at least in my experience. But yeah, I'm really happy with the journey, really happy with the experience. So glad I did it. Again, encourage you, if you're considering it, to do it. If you have any questions, concerns, feel free to drop a comment. I'll be happy to respond. I want to give a special thanks to everyone who supported me putting this video together and who supported me throughout the fast. And don't forget to check out my book, Physique Freedom. There's also a link in the video below. I published that book a while ago, but it's basically about how I lost 50 pounds and kept it off. So health and fitness has been a part of my life for a very long time. So yeah, if you're interested, check it out. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. Other than that, don't snooze, and just keep killing it. Good vibes only, baby. Boss man out.